I was going to say, if there's ever a reason for you to want to drink, it is the Atlanta Braves. And it's the fact that the Atlanta Braves are 0-4. I never foresaw this being in our future. Now, I will say that we've started out playing against, I didn't think we was going to lose to the Padres 4 straight games. Like they ran us low key. Yeah, I just
in our schedule.
And this, yes, you're right. They hate us, but I'm cool with that. You have to remember, this is just like basketball. If you make all your shots early, you're gonna have a negative regression later, and I understand that. If we play tough teams early, that means there will be a point where where the schedule eases up. We lost to not the Dodgers. We lost to the Padres 5-0, 1-0, 4-3, and 7-4.
Yeah, so 0-4, 12 innings, or no, 21 innings, I believe is the answer. 21 innings without scoring a run. We were so bad against the Padres. I'm looking at the score right now. It's this April, March. Against the Padres, we scored 4 runs.
One of those days.
3 runs, 0 runs, 0 runs. Now, I guess because we talked about this pre-pod, we want to kind of put everything in perspective right now. Jesse Chavez was called up because our bullpen is god awful already.
And we already knew he was coming back. Every year he come back.
Well, yeah, but they were like, look, we ain't never seen Jesse Chavez news this early once we signed him, unless we sending him back down to like single, double, triple A down to Gwinnett. Man, they signed him. Our bullpen gave up the lead in the first game, gave up the lead in the second game. They scored on a home run in the 8th inning. They scored 2 runs in the 8th, if I believe, and we were up. We now the last 2 games, 1-0. Kind of tip your hat. Like 1-0, you can't, as a pitcher, as a team, right. It's like, damn,
you can't ask for any more. Hey, I did my job and y'all didn't do your job. I will say 4 games, 7 runs doesn't sound that terrible, but giving up 5, 6, 10, 17 is bad.
It's the bullpen, man. The bullpen is awful. Again, Alex Anthopoulos, this is no time to panic, although we could be 0-7 by the end of this week. This is no time to panic per se, but again, just like the Falcons, when you didn't address what you needed to address in terms of position group, it came back and it bit you in the butt. With the Braves, you didn't really address pitching or the bullpen for real. And because you didn't, it's already kind of biting you in the butt. And when I say address it, you didn't go get a big name. Hell, we talking about bringing Craig Kimbrell back. You saw that? They said he already been.
Hey, one thing the Braves will do, we will spin the block. Are you still available? If you are, hey man, let's talk. What can we do for each other? Speaking of, I don't know if this is necessarily like a block being spent, but
no, you're right. You're right. I'm telling you why you're right. Okay, so Profar, who we just signed for we're actually going to be on the hook for $36 million of his contract, even though he's suspended for 80 games. He has tested positive for a performance enhancing drug. Long story short, it's the drug that they synthesize from the female while she's pregnant, and it's supposed to boost testosterone growth and recovery, as well as high recovery from when you use the actual steroid or whatever. So I don't think he actually got caught for the steroids or anything like that, but he did get caught for that substance that's supposed to help with recovery. 80 games. This is why we spin the block. Kalinick. We told you. All you had to do is just sit down, shut the hell up.
You read my mind.
All you had to do.
Go ahead. I'm right there with you.
All Jared Kalenic had to do was just sit down, shut up, and you either are gonna play. There's one thing we do. Dang, Kyrie got me. One thing we do. One thing we do is cover our tracks. We gonna have space for somebody because we've been injured so much. All you had to do is be quiet. Now you the starting left fielder. Starting.
Correct. For at least half the season, we're gonna have a full sample size. And that's the part. As soon as I saw this, I'm gonna tell you the first thing I thought was the Alex Anthopoulos knew that's the reason we went and signed Verdugo. Second of all, Kalenic. Just like you said, people are doing things in this job that don't have anything to do with you. So just shut up. And clearly, it had no bearing on your life. But here you are putting your cleat inside your mouth for no apparent reason. And I was really hoping Profar was going to be good. 80 games. I guess the best thing that I can look about this is, hey, man, you take this first half of the season off. You get good and healthy. You be ready for a postseason run. That's the best thing I got for you.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to try to make the best out of.
You got to make the game first,
right? And we might need you in the second half if we continue to play like this, which I don't think we'll do.
Well, you know how desperate we are, though. We cheating like the Yankees. To dive into some exciting opportunities with us, the Splashcast is now open for brand partnerships, advertisements, and sponsorships. We want your business to make a splash with our audience. Picture your brand reaching all of our loyal and passionate listeners who love our weekly content. From HBCU news around the culture to our splashes of the week, we cover it all. If you're looking for a dynamic platform to showcase your products or services, look no further. Reach out to us at diveteammedia@gmail.com. That's diveteammedia@gmail.com. Or visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com for more details.
Next up, let's talk about our boys. And it's some ups and it's some downs. That's about this season in a nutshell. We're going to start out with that loss to the Rockets.
Hey, Sneaky, they definitely could have had a properly developed James Wiseman. But go ahead.
Oh, well, this is a hot take, Sneaky. And the reason that I say it's a hot take is that James Wiseman hasn't really been able to go anywhere and flourish. He very much so falls into the Cam Reddish conversation to me. Now,
that's fair.
I will give him, I think he's had 2 injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't been able to go anywhere. And when he was in Detroit, he was given every opportunity in the world. And look at them now with Duran and Isaiah Stewart. So you were given a shot and you just didn't make it. And same thing I said about Cam Reddish, who was unfortunately cut by the Los Angeles Lakers, I think last week or early this week. Well, it had to have been last week.
Yeah, I hear you. But if you look at Golden State, they ain't developed nobody.
Correct.
It's Draymond. Jordan Poole came in. Jordan Poole.
No, I will give Steve Kerr Jordan Poole because Jordan Poole was good, but he got Jordan Poole
in the league at 22, right? 21. He came in as a junior.
He came
in as a sophomore. He came in at 20. He's 24 now. He only been in the league 4 years.
But
his
he
game
got him
ain't
rich.
Changed or improved that much. And
he got
rich. Kerr didn't get him rich. He got rich. Clay, they have not developed. Clay came in as one of the best shooters. Now you can say,
you know how I feel about that in Mark Jackson. Steph, yeah. Mark Jackson told y'all on day one. He said, "Hey, this is one of the best backcourts in NBA history." People laughed.
Best shooting backcourt in NBA history. He said that year 2. They still had Monte Ellis. He was like, "Oh, look, hey, Monte cool, and he is cool.
Monte is
He's
a killer now. And nobody have no disrespect for Monte Ellis. What?
Nope. They still revere him. They might as well build him a statue. But it's like, hey, these two over here though. I just saw this man hit 200 threes in a row.
Right.
So it is what it is. saying, but
And
you're right.
and at our age, still the greatest shooter of all time is still shooting the lights out and small frame, sleight of build.
Another man that can hide on defense. He just
Right.
hides. You so scared of him on offense that it's like I don't even want to piss him off. Because you post him up a couple times, he gonna come down and shoot them half-court threes. He'll get 3 in a row. And every time you post him up, he's gonna be 2 for 3. And then you're gonna be like, damn, we pissed him off.
He is definitely the person who you have to play nice with. Don't get out. Hey, if you're respectful, I'll play this game. We'll score these buckets, and it'll fall where it may.
And I'm gonna pray for you too.
If you piss me off, I'm gonna put this grill on 500 degrees, and I'm gonna char everything here. And y'all, and y'all young people still be talking to him crazy, and I'm like, the greatest shoot, like the whole game is built around shooting the ball into the hoop, and there's nobody who does it better than him. No, hell no, y'all. Hey, make good decisions. Make good decisions.
All right, back to the Hawks. Life. Back to the Hawks. Go ahead. My bad. I moved. No, I wanted to address that with Sneaky. But I would go to State. Yeah, man, y'all better figure it out. They'll go get somebody. It's a couple coaches,
or don't, or honestly don't. But
they go get Trae Young. They offer Trae. I wouldn't go if I were Trae.
Yes, you. No, that is not where I'm trying to go at all. I was trying to go here to this. We lost to the Rockets on March 25th, and it was 114 to 121. The Rockets just beat us. They're a better team than us. They're a bigger team than us. They play better defense than us. We didn't have
Yeah. So that score is misleading. Yes, we lost by 7, but we were down by like 25. I think we had one of the best fourth quarters that we've had in a long time. Let me see. Yeah. So we scored 40 points in the fourth to lose by 7. So that means we were down by 20 going into the fourth.
Which
they just
bring that up.
Jalen Green had 32 and 11. Like he just got fired, and there was nothing we could do.
I will go to my grave saying that James Harden should be on the Rockets instead of Fred VanVleet. I think that makes them a different team, even though they're already a really good team. I want to make that very clear. But yeah, they just. I mean, they got Jabari. That's a part of it. Is he has the most clutch time of fourth quarter points, but I mean, a lot of times we be in the fourth quarter fighting for our life. I wish that we would put some of these games away kind of early, but at the end of the day, to lose, we got beat worse than this. But this is a game we were basically supposed to lose. I'm frustrated, but I'm not really upset. Next up,
Fred VanVleet shot how many free throws? He shot 8 free throws. That's where we lost. Fred VanVleet had 21 points of 5 on 14 shooting, 3 of 8 from 3. He shot 8 free throws. We lost this game because of fouls. And man, we would have beat them if we had Jalen Johnson. That's the crazy thing.
That is the one thing that's always in the back of my mind is if we had him, then we would probably be okay.
The Magic would take Fred VanVleet at point guard right now, Sneaky.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. No, you would not. You better not. That is
no. Don't do that. Go back to Suggs, or go somewhere that has a bunch of guards.
Yeah, that is surely not the answer.
But yeah, we lost to Houston. It is what it is. Amen Thompson just no. Asar, is that Asar or Amen?
Asar, I think is with the Pistons, but I'm sure their parents can't tell them apart. So don't get me the line.
Amen Thompson didn't even play. That's the part that's discouraging. Is he didn't even play. He would have shut down somebody.
Right.
So But that's how good. But also, it's a testament that they're just a better team than us, as you said. They're just a better team. They're a better team.
And you gotta give Ime
better coach.
Udoka a ton of credit. He's back. New team, new young team. And we're gonna win. And we're gonna be good.
Still calling you B words too. Still calling y'all B words. Even if you don't like it, LeBron.
You're right. Ooh, spicy. Next up, we took another L to the Miami
Inexcusable.
Heat. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Tyler Hero torched us. He shot 13 of 17, 4-6 from 3, 6 of 7 from free throw, gave us the 36 burger. You can't do that. And Trae had 29 on 10 and 21 shooting, and once again, 12 assists. We just got bullied. They're better than us. Bam did it with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins, 16 points. They frustrate me because Miami sucks. Let's just be real. The Miami Heat team sucks. There's nothing on this roster that's really that exciting other than I really like Kyle Ware. I think that he was an excellent pickup. It's a shame that you waited for Bam to be old before you got a guy who could play next to him. But overall, it's just a disappointing loss. This is an Atlanta Hawks loss where it's unexcusable, but we're used to it. I hate to say it that way.
It's disappointing because Trae fell into the old trap. It was one of the old ways. Tyler Hero got going early, and Trae was trying to go bucket for bucket. If you look at the minutes, Ricochet had 26 minutes. He only took 5 shots. There is not a person on that team, except for maybe Andrew Wiggins, that should be able to hold him to 5 shots. And I think that's part of that. Even though Trae had 12 assists, I think part of that is you were really hunting for your shot with 12 threes. So Ricochet probably could have had better touches. Now, Dyson Daniels, bro, 4 of 10. 1 of 4. We got to get that shot better, but with only 9 points. And the bench with no Mo Gay, who is now really making himself almost indispensable.
We had no business start Veet either.
I didn't understand that either. Why did we start Veet?
Quinn does a lot of things to make you. Why are you doing this? And you don't want to second. And at this point, we can't second guess another coach. Lloyd, Nate,
I can.
Well, you can't fire another one. I mean, whatever we got, whatever we have, we kind of have for the foreseeable future, I would assume. But he just does a lot of strange things. And like that was for me the biggest thing that I've been hoping that we would get, and we got in the very next game. Let's talk about that, Lord. We beat the Bucks 145 to 124. Ricochet went not Ricochet. The offense went nuclear. Ricochet was just
atomic.
Yes. He was the product of this. And this is a game, full stop. We're supposed to lose. Nobody said, oh, Hawks, Bucks, even without Dame.
I was about to say, without Dame, I don't...
No. Who? What we gonna do with Giannis?
Put the person you call the Giannis stopper or slower downer, Onyeka Okongwu. And it wasn't Giannis he slowed down, but your boy, Brook Lopez, was flustered that game.
Brook is old. I don't know why y'all don't understand this. Brook
he reinvented himself. He's a second person to us.
Yes. Well, y'all don't forget he's the Nets' leading scorer ever.
Right. He had 2 careers.
Right. But Brook is old, and that's kind of the issue with the Bucks at this point is you have too many players that are our age that you're dependent on to win. Brook and Giannis are their best players. Kuzma had 25. And I'll be honest, if you watch this game in the first quarter, I was sweating bullets. They shot 88% from the field. Did not miss.
88%. They didn't miss a
They
shot for
had
like the first 7 minutes of the game.
Madden. I mean, not Madden. 2K level shooting percentages. You like and then they had a heave at the end of the first quarter. And I mean, shooting 88%, and at the end of the first quarter, 44-37. We stayed in it. Pause if applicable.
Or not.
Ta-da! I see what you did there. But after that, we went into the second quarter, 45 points to 31. Man, it was like we had 80-some points at halftime.
82.
Like,
82. And you forgot for the Bucks, before you talk about the Hawks, you forgot Kevin Porter Jr. at 28-5-4.
Oh, and hold on. And Kuzma. Kuzma went digital there for a minute too. And I was like, man, we can't lose to Kuz.
But they got nobody else.
Yeah, I mean,
Trent Jr. You on a team where all you got to do is shoot. And
but that's what I'm saying. That's what they have left. Like, this is the thing. Now, some of these guys I can't name. I don't know who the hell Pete Nance is. Don't know who Chris Livington is. Don't know who Tyler Smith is. Don't know Jamari Boyer either. But Pat Connaughton, shooter. Gary Trent Jr., shooter. Hey, Sneaky, I will tell you this. Y'all need to be seeing if y'all can trade Wendell Carter for Kevin Porter Jr. That Kevin Porter Jr. would be the perfect person. And also see if y'all can steal DeJounte. I forgot all of those guys from Seattle. Paulo's from Seattle. KPJ is from Seattle. DeJounte Murray from Seattle. If you could put those guys together on a team, it would be terrifying. I don't
Seattle,
think
when y'all get a team, go get them.
Yeah. I don't think that the Bucks are going to give up KPJ easily because he is
Giannis, he plugged in with Giannis.
He is a
pause if necessary.
He's like a hot fire ember. As soon as he comes in, I'm trying to do everything at one time. And if you're standing in front of me, I'm just going to try to torch you. And he gave us a smooth 28 points on 12 shots. It's crazy.
Yeah.
With that being said, Reese Shea gave us 36 points on 21 shots. And if y'all haven't had the opportunity to see the montage yet, they're like, he took 2 dribbles. He had damn near one of them Klay Thompson type of nights where I don't need to do a whole lot of dribbling in order to get my shot.
Yeah, because I know how to play basketball. I know how to cut.
I know how to cut. I'm 6'10", and I have a beautiful jump shot, which to me does lend itself to, hey, Trae gonna have the ball in his hands a lot in the future. Jalen Johnson's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot. If you can find a way to be tertiary and not have to dribble the ball 1,000 times and still get your buckets, it's gonna make this job infinitely easier. I see the picture.
They got the 5 or 6. They got it. You probably could upstairs the 5. But in terms of Dyson Daniels, Zachary Richichet, Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson.
I want to pay Karis LeVert $15-16 million to come back too. I want to do 2 or 3 years with Karis LeVert. You draft well. I see we talking about Asa Newell from Georgia, bringing the Georgia kid home. I could see how this works. And I don't think that we like running out of money because we're not paying anybody a lot. Trae is the only person. The only person who's really getting like elite money is Trae. That Jalen Johnson contract.
Isaiah Alby's contract.
Stop taking every talking point I have, Reggie. Everyone. I was like, damn, Ronald Acuna negotiated your contract. Yeah, I'll play for free. $30 million a year is still a ton of money, and we paid him early. So, and he had a big injury this year, so it's a good deal though. Speaking of good deals, we also have to pay this dude Dyson Daniels 213 steals, breaks a record, the franchise record held by Mookie Blaylock, and I think we have 8-9 games left to play. So go ahead and find a way to break him off, probably $25 million a year.
Yeah, we got 8 games left. Yeah, I mean, he's a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care if he's not the Defensive Player of the Year per whatever you stupid people who don't watch basketball. And I'm so sick of casuals. Oh, I'm sick of casuals. Let me tell you, I'm going to go ahead. Let me get real quick here. This draft is a very good draft. It's just players who are fundamentally sound and play defense. This is a good draft, but everybody can't name the people because they don't watch enough basketball to know these players are actually good. Second of all, Dyson Daniels and what he's doing, he has more steals. The last time somebody had as many steals as Dyson Daniels, average 3.1 steals, was the 88-89 season. So we've gone, once you start moving into the 80s as far as defense, this is a whole different game that he's playing.
Yeah. And I would challenge anybody that argues. You can go to NBA.com and you can go back and look at, you don't even have to look at the games if you're not a Hawks fan. But if you're interested in really figuring out who Defensive Player of the Year is, go back and look at just him. He plays like, I said it last week, he plays like Ed Reed. Like you'll see him following the team's best player. They run a pick and roll, and instead of following the best player, he'll look and then just strip the ball and go for a dunk. You'd be like, damn, the player never even saw him. He's 6'7". The 6'7" part, and he's a deceptive 6'7". He's 6'7", but he looks 6'4" because he's always guarding ones and twos until he guards
he's also
3 and
7
4.
years old. That's the part that y'all don't.
21. Yeah, 21.
This 21. Getting him is like drafting another, like, for all intents and purposes, another rookie. Yeah, pay him early. He's talented. The offensive game is coming around for y'all who don't know, you casuals. What he does is different. He's not a grifter. He's not playing passing lanes just to try, like Joker. I think, Joker's a top 5 in steal. He is just standing in passing lane. He ain't doing no whole lot of moving. Dyson Daniels is taking the most difficult person and pestering them the entire night. And literally, if you have the ball in your hands, I will take it from you. And now I'm going to go try to dunk on your face on the other end. Yeah, he got his money. He's got his money. He's going to,
even when we play teams that we lose to. I'm looking for that Clippers game because James Harden went. I mean, James Harden did James Harden thing. But Dyson Daniels still had show all stats. Yeah, he still had 4 steals. He ripped James Harden clean.
And it's not the steals. The steals are the counting stats. That's 4 possessions. You're winning these games. Most of these games are decided by less than 4 possessions. He's doing this on a nightly basis. 5 steals, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 22 points, 10 of 15. Most improved player, defensive player.
For sure.
And if you really watch him play when Trae goes out and he has to run the point, he don't look crazy doing it. And we've had some.
It reminds me of DeJounte Murray. We traded DeJounte Murray for DeJounte Murray. Just a taller version.
Not quite as good offense, but better and bigger defense.
I don't think DeJounte was as good offensively.
Oh, but I think DeJounte could average 25 points if he wasn't playing next to Trae. I do think that. If he was
that point in his career, when he first came in the league, you
talking about young DeJounte, yeah.
I mean, he's 21.
Yeah,
and he just turned 21. And DeJounte, when he was younger, had the green light in San Antonio.
Right.
Remember, there really wasn't nobody else there anymore. So if you put Dyson
and he's getting the greener light, and I think that he'll be better. Like if he's at like 14, 15 points, I think is where he is now. Give him, let him get to at least, especially playing in Atlanta. Now, Pelicans, I don't know what the hell y'all was doing, but he's going to have more opportunities to shoot, And as his offense evolves, he's going to be able to get to 17, 18 points, I think, pretty easily. And if he can play defense like that,
average that next year. When Jalen come back and y'all can't rotate off nothing, he got the floater down. His floater is better than Trae's. He got the floater down. He can finish at the rim, and he might dunk on you now because he got confidence. If he can just get that shot to get to 40%, 40% from shooting from the field, just give me 40. That outside the paint, give me 40%.
And I love
he either gonna make it or he
him,
gonna airball it. Ain't no in between.
He will walk right up on you like an assassin. He's not doing a lot of talking.
No, he don't.
What did you just do? He get right up by you. Hey, here I am.
Which one of y'all hit me?
Like legit an assassin. I don't have nothing to know. I'm looking for you. I mean, we got Trae, we got Niang to do the talking. He even do no talking. Who fouled me hard? And now you got to smell my cologne. Shout out to Pimp C. What else we got here?
Trae, come on.
Your boy.
Compliment. Go ahead. Backhanded compliment.
Nah, 250 career double-double. I don't have much to say about that other than he's probably going to have 1,000 of these by the time it's all said and done.
You actually called this a while ago. You said Trae going to break all them records. Whatever records that them assist records, 3-point record, I don't know if he'll catch Steph. But franchise, all them records gone. Double-doubles, assists, he going to kill all them because he's got to be top 2 passer in the league, top 2 facilitator, got to be
number 1. He's like, give Joker whatever you want to. Trae's only adversary is his own ego. I will always say that. If he ever just want to say, I want to give y'all 20 assists every night, y'all ain't really stopping him. He just like,
hey, and shout out to Landry. We criticized him a lot for what he's doing, and Zachary Ricochet is making him look like a good guy. So is Mo Gay. Quietly.
No. Mo, now, all right. Look, well, number 1, Alexander Sarr, you idiot. Thank you for doing the difficult part of the job. You made it very simple and easy by not showing up. You have a good time in Washington. You stay there and y'all, because them contracts, nobody's traded for Jordan Poole now $40-50 million a year for the next 2 or 3 years. That's gonna, as much as Trae stresses me out, he ain't Jordan Poole. Never will be.
Yeah. So I mean, you gotta, but you still gotta tip your hat to Landry, even if you say the grunt work was done for him by Sarr saying he's not coming there. Which we still could have used him too. I don't know if the numbers changed for Trae. He still probably would average 12 to 15 assists with Sarr. But
Sarr wanted to do too much floating around the perimeter. Bro, get you. He did us a solid. He told us the truth. I don't want to be a 5. I don't want to play in the paint.
Cool. But Landry also, I mean, he made the trade for Yang and LeVert. He drafted. He's built this team around Trae. And for stats wise, it's paying off. Now we still need one more player, and there's always the rumors of we actually really did try to go get KD, but at this point, I think we're gonna make another.
I think we're gonna make another run. I don't know if that's what I would really like to do, but I know we're gonna make another run in the summertime with KD. Trae's gonna make us ask, and ownership is, we still run this thing like a 2K team, and not like my 2K team, like a 2K team. So
I mean, yeah, but even with that, Landry has still built a really good core. Like now the championship comes in the other pieces, right? Everybody's gonna have a core, but you got to have the other pieces. But right now, with Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, Trae Young, and Jalen Johnson, I mean,
and I think if we have Jalen Johnson, we're not in the play-in. We're not in the play-in anymore. We're probably better. I think we're probably better than Detroit with Jalen Johnson.
They're the 6th seed. I think we're better than
They're the
Indiana.
5th seed now. Indiana
We're the
currently
and I think we're the
4th.
4th seed.
Indiana just scored so many points.
Yeah, all that will go out. Yeah, Jalen Johnson can run athletic and can guard your 1 through the 4. With Ricochet, who's just he plays passing lanes really well. Halliburton and Trae, they both ain't gonna guard nobody.
That's the part that people just won't get about Ricochet is he just doesn't make a lot of stupid mistakes. And I mean, as a rookie, that's kind of the thing that just happens. But you don't see him get torched. You don't see him be out of position too much. And I guess this kind of lends itself to the next topic here. Not that one. This one. The Atlanta Hawks have a younger average age in their starting lineup than the Auburn Tigers. Ooh.
Yeah.
That is the one that's the saving grace. That's one of the few things where you're like, you know what? And then I look, their center is like 25. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's old. But I mean, he's basically old Derek Lively. That's who he is. And if we could draft him to be the backup and just block shots and do that, you're good to go. But yeah, we're a young team, man.
Yeah.
We're always a young team, though. We were a young team when we had DeAndre and Trae and Cam.
We love to be a young team now.
And
we love to be a young team.
All of them were, got all them in 3 drafts. We got Trae, Cam, DeAndre, Okongwu, and Herder.
And John Collins. All it that was the team was, hey, let's just draft everybody young. Now that you say that, I think we kind of sound like the San Francisco 49ers and how they won't pay a quarterback. Eventually, you have to get an adult in the room. And I mean, I know Trae's supposed to be the adult in the room. Now the roster's filled out to a point where it's not really space. It's not really space. And the guys who
I would try to go get Sabonis. That was what I was going to add to the talk. Ooh, here we go. We pied now. That's what I was going to add to the talk. My bad. That's what I was going to add to the talk. Sabonis is probably on his way out of Sacramento. If you could add him at the 5.
How?
To Atlanta.
How? Tell me
Okongwu. I mean, hey, Okongwu, I like you, bro. We can get Sabonis.
We have no defense.
No, he don't play no defense. I don't know. I know he led the league in rebounds like last year or this year.
Honestly, Sabonis doesn't really fit, and I'll tell you why. He needs the ball in his hand because he's a facilitator. That means that Trae doesn't have the ball in his hands, and Jalen doesn't have the ball in his hands. We know that Trae, without the ball in his hands, statue. I want to get Jalen to kind of be better at facilitating, and Sabonis is just infinitely better at that than him right now. So you probably stunt his growth too. Well, I think we need a guy who
Derek Lively.
I don't know. I don't think Derek Lively because his shot profile and like Jalen's still getting that shot together, but I want somebody. It's tough to find a guy.
Is comparable to Okongwu, except for he's 7 feet or 6'11", however tall he is.
Right. Which is I would prefer, like, that's the reason I want Danny Wolf, man. He would be able to, but he's still he's still like he's a backup to start out with because
what about DeAndre Ayton? We just can't afford him. But I mean,
I don't want Ayton.
He don't play no defense. We don't have, there's not a lot of defensive 5s, to be honest.
No, Ayton is solid. The thing about Ayton is he just don't have any.
He got emptier stats than the ones you accuse Trae Young of having.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I mean, and Ayton is out of there. Klingon took that job. It's over. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You coming right on out of there, big dog. And yeah, you not. That to me is the thing that you run into with Trae, trying to find the right collection of guys to play around him. The perfect person would be Brook Lopez as soon as he found his shot. So you have a guy who's an elite rim protector who could also space the floor. Him and Trae, perfect.
Brook is, I mean, ain't too many of him
right
in the league.
And that is where I've been looking. Like, I've been trying to navigate. All right, get past the how you feel about Trae. The question is, can you put together a group of guys who can play championship level around Trae? And you need guys who don't need the ball in their hands, who can shoot and play defense. And that's tough to come by.
Klingen.
Yeah, I mean, but he can't shoot.
He can shoot. Shit.
I don't trust that shot. He shoot to me like a Kung Wu. I'll allow you to shoot, but I don't think you just gonna make it. I don't feel confident.
He's 7'3", 7'2".
Right. That and that's where I'm getting to with Trae. Like, at this point, this is number one. This is my favorite Trae season I've ever since he's been there by far. But the guys who you need to play around him is very specific, and they don't make many of them.
Yeah, you could say it's the same thing with Steph. It was the same thing with James. It's the same thing. It's any player that has to disappear or doesn't play defense, you have to camouflage them with other people. They just did it with Kawhi, and they have Draymond, possibly a top 10 defensive player of all time.
But this is the thing. The difference between, like, specifically Trae and Steph is Steph can play off the ball. I don't know if y'all ever watched Trae Young play off the ball. It is not fun to watch.
Yeah, but that's when you said build around Trae. We talking about building around Trae. So they still had to hide Steph on defense, and they still had, even when he was a facilitator, they still got people around him to shoot threes. It's just that and that's what you got to do with Trae. And I don't really know. I'm looking at this list. Ain't none of them coming off the books anytime soon. Turner, Lopez, Klingen, Mobley, Jaren Jackson, Sarr.
Which is the issue. The guys that you really need for him to be able to play alongside, they're the best players in the NBA, which kind of, to me, Atlanta, I don't know if you supermax him. Like, can you pay him a ton of money? Sure. But Trae, in order for you to be successful, and I want to be very clear here, the dream jobs are off the board now. You're not going to San Antonio. Wemby can't save you. You're not going to LA and LeBron save you. The best thing that you can do is help them find players that can help you be better. Because you need guys who don't need the ball but can shoot and play defense. And those guys get paid a ton of money.
You could go get Huff, but I don't know much about him. The center. I'm looking at centers that have high percentages and 3-point shooting.
Oh boy, from the Grizzlies?
Yeah, but he's a flash in the pan. He's shooting 48% from three. Is why I looked at that. So
I like him a lot. A lot. And I think he was with the Lakers originally, which, boy, talk about poor decision. But he's not gonna play enough minutes. He's a good off the bench. He was like what we thought Davis Bertans was gonna be. And then talk about somebody who just went from I'm about to be rich to out of the NBA.
It was either him or Naz Reid, and you couldn't get any of those.
You're not getting Naz Reid
because he went back to he was flirting with Atlanta, but he went back to Minnesota. So I mean, there's literally nobody else to get. I mean, what you're talking about. You'd have to develop somebody,
and that's
Hartenstein, Ware, Duran, Zubac, Portal, Edey, Stewart, Gobert, Claxton, Klingen, Lopez, Kessler, Walker Kessler, Miles Turner, Nick Richards. All of them are signed. Everybody's signed.
Right. And That's the question. It ain't a question for me to answer. It's a question for ownership to answer. Can you legit and I know people get offended because you look at the box score and like, oh, I see what Trae does every night. You're right. All that does is get people fired, though. You have to figure out, can I truly build around this guy? And it's not like, do I like him or not? It's a legitimate question without, I don't think, a very simple answer.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. Well, we got I don't know. Shit. We in the play-in. We're gonna be probably the 7th seed because I think we're battling with Orlando. So we got to play either Orlando at home or away. Paolo's gonna be motivated wherever that game is played because Georges Yang pissed him off. Pissed him off.
I don't think that the Magic, and Sneaky can probably speak more to this as a Magic fan. I don't think the Magic have the best team chemistry right now. I saw Paolo Banchero say, why are we paying Wendell Carter? And then I went to look at Wendell Carter, and I was like, probably a fair assessment.
He has no place. Paolo's the 4.
Wendell's the 5.
Wendell Carter? No. Wendell is a by the bucket 4. He just can't do nothing as of. He's too small. He's smaller than Okongwu.
But let me look that up. But the bigger issue for them is they didn't make a guard change. And if you don't make a guard change, then I don't know what you expect this to be. Wendell Carter Jr., 6'10", Fairburn, Georgia. Yeah, but at the end of the day, them not getting any movement at the guard position is selling them right now.
Is he really 6'10", or is it listed 16?
Nah, he's a 6'10".
Because if he's 6'10", and the contract he's having, I would bring him to Atlanta. He could be a backup 5. He could shoot the 3. He could rebound. And he's on a decent contract.
Oh, he's on a fantastic contract. What are you going to give up to get him?
If they don't want him, they don't. Second round draft pick. They don't want him.
They're not. Once again,
why?
I say like Milwaukee. There are teams that need a center, a skilled center, and I think he just needs to change the scenery. I mean, he ain't bad. I mean, in 2022, he was 15 and 8.
I don't think he has
21, 15.
He doesn't have a space on his team. He
right,
doesn't have
that's
a space
the other
on
part.
his team. Hey, y'all can have Kobe Buffkin.
No, you can't. I mean, they're not taking Kobe either.
Yeah, they've had hurt guards since 1992.
Right.
So.
I'm not taking. I mean, and I really want to see Buffkin play basketball first. I don't want to give up him, and I don't know. I would like for him to be healthy. What else we have here? But that's in a nutshell. Yeah, that covers the Hawks. We're middling as hell. We're trying to figure it out. We're probably gonna play in the play-in and then get whooped. That's life. That's life.
Our own Facebook page for an immersive experience like never before. Get in on the action with lively discussions, fiery debates, and a community that's as passionate as you are. Our social media platforms are buzzing with the latest podcast news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with fellow Splashcast enthusiasts. Dive into the conversation, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, or go to www.splashcast.com to join now. Let's go. Yes. Y'all see the apparel? Award on purpose. Falcons. Kirk Cousins is about to go steal from Cleveland in the next month. He about to steal so bad that they're not even going to draft the quarterback, and they got Deshaun Watson, and they released a statement today saying, damn, blame me, the owner, and the general manager, because we took a swing on Watson and missed. And y'all about to do the same thing.
Who do you think what we was fit to blame? You did it. No, you did that. You did it all. You did all the bad things at one time. You picked the wrong guy. You guaranteed all the money. It amazes me sometimes the most blatantly obvious statements that people make. And do you think that we're gonna blame somebody? See, for me, it's the audacity. Who do you think that we was gonna blame for signing Deshaun Watson? You went out and got him. You gave him the money. It's simple. You taking the blame for something we already knew that you did. Congrats, I guess. But it was very good to see Kirk Cousins in a Cleveland Chipotle. Double chicken, fantastic. If you need triple chicken, Kirk, put it on my tab. I'll pay for it. Quietly, Kirk Cousins is doing the Atlanta Falcons a favor. He continues to drum up interest. He's playing it cool. He's not even forcing out until post-draft. I love everything that Kirk Cousins is doing right now.
Yeah.
And
let
somebody
go get dominoes fall. Let all the mid-ass dominoes fall. Aaron Rodgers we get there. Russell Wilson signed to the Giants. Tennessee or Cleveland is about to draft the edge rusher. And Kirk Cousins is saying, I will say he's smart. I'd do the same thing if I were him. I would not make a move until after the draft. Because what y'all not gonna do is sign me again.
Fool me once. Can't get fooled again. That and if Kirk is good at anything, it's really just making good career moves. He's better at career management than football.
The best.
And y'all got me one time with my. Y'all think you're just gonna hire this black kid to take my job? I'm not Josh Rosen, big dog.
My man, they hired that black kid to take his job. My man went and took a picture with Trump. I was like, oh, Kirk, big man. I was like, Kirk, big man. He said, you know what? Send them all away. Send them all back. I don't care what they blame him. Like.
But I love it. The Steelers and the Browns both interested. That really bodes well for us. Now we talking about some level of negotiation. It's not what you take him, it's what you have that you can give us. And I think that
everything I've heard has been a second or third round pick, which would just if Terry did that and nailed the picks, I won't say nothing for the whole year. I won't say nothing. If our rookie turns out to be good with a pick that he traded Kirk Cousins for and get them off the books, which really now that we're talking about it, that really may be the negotiation. The negotiation may not be a player or a high draft pick. It may be you can give me a 6th round draft pick if I don't got to pay nothing. If I don't got to pay nothing, you can have the draft pick.
It's not about paying nothing because we also we restructured. I think AJ Terrell and one more person. So we got
Chris
about
Lindstrom.
Yes, that's it. We got about $20 million. I think it's going to take us $10 million to sign the rookies. So if you can get Kirk and then maybe we get $15 million back, that really changes things for us. So
10, 15. The way the rules work, if they take Kirk, we can trade the $20 million $10 million exception that we just paid him could go to their books, which would then get the money off the books for the $10 million plus the money that we owe him. That's an extra $30 million.
I assume that they're gonna make us take some of the penance. Most of the teams are probably not the most cash rich either. So I think we're gonna have to pay him something. I don't mind paying him something. As long as we can kind of if we get a draft pick, and I'll take $10-15 million because all that allows us to pay an edge rusher. Darius Smith is still out there. It's some guys out there who are available who fit what we need left. And that would be great. As long as it's not Matthew Judon. Congratulations, but do not come back. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Hey, no, not here.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot of edge rushers that I would go get that aren't signed. I mean, unless you trade for Trae. Now the thing is, you could trade for Trae Hendrickson if you get him off the books.
I'm
But
taking
he'll be 31. He ain't Myles Garrett. I mean, he is
Zadarius
technically.
Smith. I would love to have Zadarius.
34, I think.
Do not care if he's 44. His production has been consistent. We are only trying to get to where we can find a guy.
You want John Abraham. That's what you want. Just but why would he leave Detroit?
He's not signed back to Detroit. I don't know if Detroit probably don't have the money now. You gotta have money.
Yeah. So I mean, Kirk in Cleveland, folks are saying don't read too much into it, bruh. No. He's out of here.
The guys left are Von Miller, Zadarius Smith, and then it gets very uninteresting. Yeah. It's a harsh reality. But Kirk is doing what we really need him to do, and that is to continuously be relevant. Hey, let's talk. Let's do some things. Let's find a way to do it. Kirk understands he has value and he wants to be paid. I think Kirk wants to play for like 3 or 4 more years too. I don't know if that's reasonable, but I'd rather have Kirk than deal with Aaron Rodgers, who's just going to ruin my team.
Kirk is taking advantage of the fact that there ain't no good QBs coming out until Arch Manning, Dylan Raiola, and that whole group. That's the group. Those 2 years is when you'll really see players transition out of there. I mean, listen, you never know who could get hurt. The Colts really may come calling because they got Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. And I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, they only got one more guy too. Sam Ellinger I think they just signed.
Sure. But I'm gonna wait on Anthony Richardson because he's a black man and I want him to do well. But if he doesn't, there's a lot of I told you so gonna be coming down the pipe. Pause if necessary.
Absolutely.
The show is produced by Creative Logic Solutions. Whether the project is big or small, let Creative Logic Solutions help bring your vision to life. Catch our latest episodes and stay updated with the world of sports by tuning in to the podcast live on Mondays or catch the re-air on Dive Team Media Network, where you can also check out other Dive Team Media content as well. For collaboration, booking information, or any other inquiries, visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com. Every listen, share, and review is appreciated. Until next time.
Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. We here for it.